Chapter 40, City Park, Reno, Nevada.
Maria, what happened?
Maria turns to the blonde woman and says,
Bye, Nancy. Thanks for the conversation. My ride's here.
Maria stands up and grabs Kai's right arm by the elbow. Then she starts to lead her away from the park bench.
Let's get moving first,
says Maria. She then looks at Brian and waves her hand to say, lead the way. Brian walks back to the van. Maria and Kai climb into the back seat, with Maria sitting behind the driver's seat. Brian walks to the driver's side of the car. I better drive, says Brian. Instead of getting out, Will climbs over the center console to the passenger side of the car.
I left the seat warm for you.
Kai unhooks the bungee strap to allow Brian to the van. He gets in the driver's seat, and she rehooks the back of the driver's seat. Maria looks at the strap and raises her eyebrows at Kai. Brian palms his coin, and he drives away from the park.
Okay, Maria. What the hell happened? You're so...
Old? Says Maria.
I know. It's the effect of the healing coin. When we traveled together, I used it sparingly. But when I was in Mexico and Guatemala and Honduras, I found I could do so much good for others, and every time I used the coin to heal somebody, I aged a little. The more serious the problem I cured, the more I aged. Oh, Maria, you look like you've lost half your life, says Kai, tears in her eyes. Why didn't you tell me? It was my decision. I knew what was happening, says Maria. Anyways, who are these guys?
Kai then notices that Maria has a revolver pointed at the back of Brian's seat.
They're friends.
Kai points at Brian.
They're the help you wanted. They can be trusted. That's Brian. I gave him the find coin. He's been using to help me find you.
Maria makes eye contact with Kai, and Kai nods. Maria puts her revolver back into her pocket. Then she nods back at Kai.
Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you,
says Maria. Hi, says Brian as he looks back at Maria in the rearview mirror and smiles. Maria smiles back at him. Kai then points at Will.
That's Will. He has a luck coin. He's extremely lucky, but without the coin, he's extremely unlucky. If you play your cards right, one of you ladies can get real lucky tonight.
He's also a mouthy ass, says Kai.
I'm an acquired taste, like deep-fried alligator,
says Will.
Hi, Will,
says Maria. Then she asks,
how much do you guys know about the game?
We've had a crash course. We've escaped a few players already, says Brian.
Yep, like that psycho with a sword,
says Will. Maria takes in a sharp breath.
I've run into him. There was also a guy for bubble shield and a guy for key coin. I've met that shield guy too. I haven't seen the key coin. I have that coin now, says Kai. It allows me to unlock all sorts of things. I assume the previous player is dead then. His friends won't be happy, says Maria.
We've been attacked multiple times by these guys. I don't care if they're happy, says Brian. I want to make them even unhappier. They attacked us at the casino I worked at. They sliced Kai open. They shot Will up. They tried to kill us at home. And they drove us out of my home city. They attacked us on the way here too. I hate these guys. Maria looks at Kai and whispers,
Good find. He's a coin player now. If they're good enough to find and attack me in Honduras, and they're good enough to find and attack you guys in a Las Vegas casino, then attack you in your home, they're probably good enough to find us again, says Maria. They probably have some powerful coins, some powerful technology, or some powerful friends, or all three.
Chapter 41, Downtown Reno, Nevada.
Where are we going?
Says Will. We need a place to hide, and we need a place to set up an ambush, says Brian.
Hey, did we just pass another clown motel? No, wait, it's a clown casino. This state really likes clowns,
says Will. Brian leaves the downtown area and finds a freeway entrance. After a few exits, he pulls off. He makes a couple of turns and pulls into a rundown motel parking lot. The neon sign reads, Lucky Seven's Motel. Next door to the motel is a small strip mall. It contains a vape shop, a pizza shop, and a few realtor offices.
You brought us here? We passed a bunch of nice casinos and hotels, and you brought us here?
Says Will.
Are you serious?
Says Kai as she points across the street. They see a single-story building with a large sign above it. The sign reads, Peterson Mortuary and Burial Services. Behind the building, they see a cemetery.
You always find creepy-ass places,
says Kai.
This is heaven compared to some places I've seen, says Maria. Stop whining.
Brian and Will enter the motel office, and they come out with key cards to two adjoining rooms.
Let's go make a plan, says Brian. Pizza first,
says Will as he runs to the pizza shop. Chapter 42, Lucky Seven's Motel, Reno, Nevada. After Will returns with some pizza, the four meet in one of the rooms to formulate a plan. Brian and Will sit on a couch, and Maria and Kai sit on one of the two twin beds facing the couch.
Brian, says Maria, I need you to use your coin to try and find our nearest enemy. I need you to try and guess how close they are.
Oh, I haven't tried that before. Let me try. Brian uses his coin. He feels a small tug on his belly. I feel that they are that way, he says as he points southeast. But it's not strong. Let me try something. Brian uses his coin again, and he feels a strong pulling on his belly. He walks to a nightstand, and he opens the drawer. He pulls out a Bible. This feeling was really strong. I knew instantly where to find this Bible. Only had a vague direction of our enemies. That's good. They aren't too close yet. Perfect. I want everybody to keep trying new ways to use their coins. We can't limit our thinking on how they work, says Maria. Do you know where they came from? How's this even possible? No, I don't know. I had my coin for a few years, and I've met a few friendly coin holders in that time. I've asked some of them the same question, and they didn't know. We've all been thrust in this crazy game. That's something that's been consistent, though. We all end up calling it the game, and we all become players. I do know that some players have teamed up to collect coins from other players. I've lost some friends along the way. Kai and I tried to give up the game, but that seems impossible now. How'd you get your coins? Brian asks everyone. Will starts to explain. I was playing in a high-stakes poker game with some bad dudes. One of the players I never met before was losing every hand. He couldn't believe his bad luck. After every hand, he kept yelling, "It's impossible!" I had a great hand. I went all in. He thought he had a great hand as well, but he didn't have enough to cover the bet. The other dudes bailed out of the bet, and they looked at my opponent. They told him if he didn't win, they were going to take his losses out of his ass. So I told him to empty his pockets. I let him stay in the game. He threw in his wallet, his Volkswagen keys, and a single coin. He said it was his lucky coin. He showed his hand. He had a straight flush of a jack high. It was a nice hand. Too bad I had a straight flush too, and I was king high. He screamed, and those dudes dragged him into a back room. I grabbed my winnings and I took off. Later I found out the coin was really lucky, and some other players tried to hurt me, but I was always lucky enough to hurt them or get away. It sounds like that poker player burned himself out, says Maria. The coins are a double-edged sword. If you get addicted using them, then the consequences are severe. Just look at me. I'm 28, but I look and feel 58. And you, Maria, asked Brian, how'd you get your coin? I was just out of medical school. I wanted to use my new skills in Mexico to help the less fortunate. I joined a mission group and went to some Mayan villages in southern Mexico. I acquired an old mentor, and he taught me a lot. He was so knowledgeable. He made me such a better doctor. But one day, he had a stroke, and his health started to fail fast. Before he passed, he gave me the heal coin. I found out he wasn't in his 60s or 70s. He was only about 10 years older than me. He was burning himself out with the coin to help others. He told me about the game and the dangers I might face. After he passed, I left Mexico. I came back to the States. That's where I met Kai. I was in the ER working, and she was looking for help, and she found me. We became fast friends. Kai, how'd you get this coin? Says Brian as he holds up the fine coin. Well, after age out of foster care, I tried to attend a community college, but it wasn't for me. I dropped out. Then at every stupid job I had, I got fired. I was just floating through life. And some dude approached me one day while I was eating lunch. He said, I was trying to find somebody that wouldn't be missed. Then he pressed the coin in my hand and he held it tight. I yelled at him, I'll get a cop! Let go of me! He said, well, try and find one. Then I tried to find a cop. My stomach flipped, then he ran off. I've been in hell ever since. Wow! That is messed up, says Will. That guy dropped a load of trouble on you. Brian stands up angrily. You did the same thing to me. You know what kind of shitstorm you're dropping on me? Someone did it to you, and you did the exact same thing to me. I'm so sorry, says Kai, with tears flowing down her face. Fuck you! Some things can't be fixed if I'm fucking sorry. Brian takes a step towards Kai. He starts pointing at her. That's why you said perfect when you found me. You wanted to use me and throw me away like a piece of trash, like that guy did to you. Calm down, says Maria. She stands up in front of Brian. Brian feels something pressed into his chest. He looks down to see that Maria is holding a revolver. Brian takes a few steps back. I'm mad, but I won't hurt her. I just hate bullies. If you try to bully me with that gun again, I'm leaving, and I'll use my coin to find some decent fucking people. Chapter 43. Private jet parking. Las Vegas Airport. Mr. Austin makes a call. Griffin, report. Are you Sanchez? Yes, sir. He picked me up. We're almost to Reno. Hunter is tracking them, says Griffin. Team 3 will be landing there shortly. Good. I will be leaving here and flying there as well then. Do not engage without me. I want all teams to engage at once. Do you understand? We've missed them too many times. Yes, sir. We will get these bastards together, sir. Chapter 44. Lucky Seven's Motel, Reno, Nevada. Brian and Will take a break, then leave the girls in their room. They walk to their own room. Through a mouthful of pizza, Will says, "Damn! Hot chicks, huh?" "Dude, please stop," says an exasperated Brian. "I try, but I always use my mouth to relieve tension. I can't fight, so I joke my way out of shit," says Will. "I can't really fight either, but I always end up fighting. Just dumb, I guess." "Yep, young, dumb, and full of—" "Stop! You know it's only been a few days. I'm really tired of this game." A few minutes later, the girls knock on their door. Will opens the door, and the two women are silhouetted in the doorway by a bright red sunset. "Yes! Just what I ordered! Two red-hot ladies! Reno room service is the best!" "I know we're pretty pissed. We had to plan," says Maria. "Agreed. I'm cooled off now. Come in," says Brian, while laying in one of the twin beds. "I feel the tugging. It's a lot stronger now. They're getting closer. We need a plan, right now. Like, how do we stop that magic guy with the sword?" asks Brian. Maria nods her head. "You can't get close to him. He's deadly at close range. But he can be attacked from afar. I was able to shoot him when his guard was down. There's also that albino man that can stop a speeding car with an invisible bubble," says Kai. "He can stop bullets too," says Maria. "We need to separate those two," says Brian. "Their combination of attack and defense is a bad combo for us." "What can we do to even the odds? How do we use our coins to stop them?" asks Kai. Will shakes his head left and right. "I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can be bait. When I use my coin, luck goes my way. I'm hard to kill. Maybe I can get one of them to come after me, and you guys can handle the other one. I can try to help Will as bait. If I'm with Will, I bet the sword wielder will chase us. He would probably like to get some revenge on me." "That's good," says Brian. "I can try to find something that can hurt the albino." "I'm not sure how I can help," says Kai. "I guess I'll stick with Brian. So we have 2 teams of 2. "Another thing," says Maria. "One of them has the heal coin. If we hurt them, they will be able to heal." "Okay, if we see one of them healing, we run," says Brian. "Wow, we don't have much time. They're getting real close. I'm going to find a place for us to ambush them." Brian squeezes his coin. He thinks, "I need some place to fight now, where there won't be any innocents." Brian feels a strong tugging. "Of course."